Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for another edition of Entrepreneurs in Action and the nuts and bolts of leadership in business and life. So I hope you guys have had an amazing week from the last session that we had. I welcome you all back once again to another short, sharp, fiery round of sharing experiences, knowledge, and wisdom that I hope make a difference in your entrepreneurial journey. So let's talk a little bit about what we call like the process before inviting somebody to a meeting, whether it's a Zoom or a coffee meeting, or one-to-one or one-to-few in somebody's home, or even an event. All right, there's a prequel to all of that. So let's focus a little bit on that. How do we get started? You're brand new in the industry, or you're a veteran in the industry, but you know what to do. The basics are always the basics. They don't change much, right? The first thing you need to do is bulletproof your mind. Step number one, right? So, and all of these things happen parallel. Step number one is to bulletproof your mind. For that, you want to be listening to some good content, industry specific, ideally, for maybe 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, whatever, right? Just industry specific, generic network marketing training. A really good channel is GoPro by Eric Worre. Very current, very recent, and a really good resource. So again, pretty much all on YouTube for free. So jump on YouTube, type in Eric Worre GoPro, and listen to 10, 15, 20 minutes a day of good industry content. People's stories, testimonials. That's going to give you the foundation of your own story and your own testimonial. And also, as you're sharing with other people, you'll be able to pull stories from other people's stories and connect it to the stories of the people that you're pitching, that you're sharing with. Got it? So the more stories you have under your belt, the more ability to build bridges with your potential customers you will have. That's why you want to listen to stories as often as possible. So then the personal development work, the mindset work, very, very important. All right. That's where you're going to learn the skills of communicating more powerfully and effectively, the skills of posture, how to have your bulletproof attitude, how to have, a posture of you're the one that's got something that can make a difference in their life versus you are desperate for them to come into your business. It's like flipping the conversation in your head, flipping the relationship you have to the entire dynamics of how everything works, right? An abundant mindset versus a scarcity mindset is crucial if you're going to succeed in this beautiful industry. So that's the first thing. Next thing is the actual skill set. So getting them to the Zoom, what happens? Well, number one is you reach out and build a connection. You build rapport, all right? And this can take 1, 2, 3 touches, 5 touches, 10 touches, depending on how pre-qualified that lead is. Example, you go to LinkedIn, you type in full-time professional network marketers, just randomly, for example, and a whole gazillions of names will come up. And they are people that are in the industry, so there's always a relatedness there. There's always a, birds of a feather, similar mindset, similar conversation already in place. So when you reach out and say hi to people from a similar mindset already, it's going to make your life a lot easier versus if you typed in, government job or, like something really safe, right? Like safe and secure kind of space, then those people are not the ideal candidate, right? Accountants. If you typed in accountants, you'd probably have to speak to a lot more accountants to have success than you would entrepreneurs or networkers to have success. Make sense? Because one is interested in understanding numbers but not earning them, and the other one is interested in earning numbers, not necessarily understanding them. So, there's always there's a massive difference between people that know a lot but don't use what they know for progress, and people that know very little but with laser focus on progress end up outperforming and out-achieving anyone that has tons of knowledge about something but is too scared to do anything about it. So quality, All right. So you need quality and quantity. Neither one on their own is enough. However, combined is the ideal Venn diagram that you want to see. Who are the best candidates? Quality and quantity, right? You want a lot of quality going through the front door. The more quality contacts you have going through the front door of your funnel, if you like, your conversation, the more success you will have. Just understand the dynamics of how numbers work, right? Numbers are very simple, very easy to understand how they work, right? So generating leads is one activity that you want to do every day, every day. If you're very, very busy, 17 kids, 3 husbands or 3 wives, 16 jobs, if you're one of those people that just does not have an extra 2 minutes a day, then network marketing is not for you, right? Or it really is for you, but you're probably just going to find loads of excuses not to do it. But if you can get enough time in your schedule to speak to 1 or 2 a day, every day, no matter what, you end up with 30, 40, 50 people a month in your conveyor belt of contacts. That is enough to build an empire. 30, 40, 50 people a month is 350, 400, 500 people a year. If you're speaking to those kind of numbers of people every year, it is impossible for numbers not to start working for you. Listen to what I'm saying. It is impossible. Like if we took the very basic consistent figure of 1 qualified lead a day, every single day as a bare minimum, if you did that, 365 people in a year, every single class on the planet that talks about business will tell you a minimum of 3 to 5 years to break even in any business. Why should network marketing be any different? If we took that same rule and applied it in network marketing, that means you have spoken to 1,000 to 1,600 people over that 3 years. Can you see that? Impossible. I don't believe there's a single person on the planet that could get it that wrong, where you spoke to 1,500 people and didn't build an empire. Like if you did that, you need to write a book about that, how not to do network marketing. Like use that to your advantage, right? How to mess it up in network marketing. So just know that if you're committed to the output, if you're committed to what's possible, and you're willing to do the personal development work, the mindset work, the posture work, if you're willing to work the numbers and improve your skills, then it's impossible to not master building an empire in network marketing. Here's what we know for a fact. Most people won't bother. All right. Now here's the beautiful thing. We don't know who most people are. I don't know if John is most people. Actually, I know John's not most people. That's unfair to say that because I know. But if I don't know you, then I don't know if you're one of those people. I don't know if you're one of those people that's one rare gem of a diamond that says they're going to do something and gets it done. Or if you're one of the vast majority that says they're going to do lots of things and gets nothing done. I don't know. You know. So here's the thing, right? That's why self-awareness is so key in success. Because if you are the kind of person that says a lot and doesn't do a lot, but you're not aware of it, or you don't acknowledge it, you don't own that, then guess what? The odds are stacked against you of succeeding. You will then go ahead, start something, pretend you're going to succeed because you don't know any better, because you haven't analyzed yourself. You're going to pretend you're going to succeed. You're not going to show up when you're supposed to show up. You're not going to do what needs to be done. And then you're going to blame the person that showed you or the industry for not making it work. I'm talking in real baby talk here, right? Anyone that knows me knows I try and make it as real and as simple as possible. All right. So you'll do you, right? We all do ourselves. You will do you. And if you're not committed to improving you, then you're just going to do what you always do. And if you haven't produced results in life, or let me say in network marketing or in business before, then there's a clue. all right, that the odds are against you. That's all you need to understand in every single game of life. The odds of succeeding in relationships are against you if you've never taken the time to understand humans. You're just not going to have functional relationships. You're never going to get past the basics. Shouting, screaming, dominating, controlling, blah, 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 boring, 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 yawn, yawn, yawn. Thousands of years later, doing the same things your parents did, and that their parents did, and their parents did, and their parents did. Big deal. Congratulations. You pass with a flying color of F. All right. Fail. So it takes breaking the mold. It takes making a bit of effort to understand your partner, yourself, and how you can be a better human being for both. Cool. That's work. It's work every day, constant, non-stop. It's not just about your growth. How do you support their growth? Right? Same with your well-being. Boring, boring, boring. Easy to screw it up. Take some time. Learn a few new bits of information. I'll just very quickly share, for example, last week I did a 5-day fast, water fast. And immediately that I posted it on my wall, somebody posted on there, grown-ups eat a balanced diet. Well, there's always one, isn't there? Nice little sarcastic comment from somebody that I don't even know. Grown-ups eat a balanced diet. So number one, I didn't ask for his opinion, but that's fine. He gave it. People do. That's social media. But secondly, he gave his. So firstly, I wasn't asking anyone to do it. I just said, I'm going to do it. And people started saying they're going to do it too. Right. He comes along, says, grown-ups, or whatever it was, eat a balanced meal. I said, yeah, thank God I never want to be a grown-up then. Right. Because I'm also sarcastic. Right. We've all got everything in us. So if somebody's sarcastic, I can be sarcastic too. And I like to have fun. So directly on his reply, I said, thank God I'm never going to be a grown-up, something like that, right? Anyway, a couple of days later, the conversation thread, and he started to interact with other people. But he was just fixed and positional, that it is impossible and it's bad for you, and nobody should ever do it. Now, if you're that person where you know everything better than anyone else, and you have no flexibility to accommodate other people's points of view, other people's experiences, studies, knowledge, whatever, like if you're somebody that can't receive contribution, you're in trouble from the get-go. You are in trouble. If you think there's only one way to do anything, you're in trouble. If you think there's only one way to do health, you're screwed. For the rest of your life, you're screwed. If you think there's only one way to make money, you're screwed. For the rest of your life, you're done and dusted, finished. All right. There is no fixed anything. Every one of us is different, but all of us can improve on ourselves and how we do stuff. So improve the way that you communicate, improve the way that you generate leads. I used to go and hit the streets when I was in my early days, how I was taught. We didn't have the internet, didn't have the luxury of LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp and stuff like that when I started network marketing in 1995. What did we have? We had a clipboard with an A4 sheet and a pen, and you hit the streets and you interviewed people on the street, middle of the street. Raining, you put a plastic cover over the clipboard. You still went out and did the job in your raincoat and, standing on a corner of, or sometimes inside a station, but, standing on a corner of a street in a busy place, stopping people, strangers on the streets. Hi, sir. Hi, ma'am. Can I have a couple of minutes of your time? I just want to ask you a couple of questions. We're doing a survey in the area. Every 20, 30 people that walk past, one will be polite enough to give you 30 seconds or 60 seconds of their time. And you ask a few qualifying questions, you tick a few boxes on the piece of paper, you build enough of a rapport in that 30 seconds to a minute for them to leave you a phone number, and boom, nice big smile, wish them well on their journey home, and let them know you'll be in touch with them in the next day or two. Done. That was lead generation back in the day, before the internet, right? So what is your lead generation method? Always add names to your list. That's part of posture. The bigger the list, the stronger your posture. If you've got 10,000 people, names and numbers, guess what? You do not get phased when one person says no, or the second, or the third, or the fourth, or the 10th, or the 50th. But if you've only got 50 people on your names list and 10 say no, you're finished, you're done. You've lost the fight before you even got to round 2. because 20% of your list has already said no, you're done. Mentally, you're finished. Your posture is on the floor because now you get desperate. You've only got 40 left. What if another 10 say no? Because you've already got 10 no's, right? So you've already built up a pattern and a relationship to no that says that, you're running out of options. So again, just understand the dynamics of how your mind works and how the world works. All right. So stacking the odds in your favor is all we are always doing. You do that by improving your skills and improving your actions and the consistency of your actions. All right. So you're always improving as much of the different areas as you can. So build your list and then work your list. No, learning little things. No means not now. See, for most people, no just means no, finished, end of story. No just means not now. Everyone has their day. Catch them on a bad day, they're a no. Catch them on a good day, they're open. So consistency with the list, managing the list, organizing the list, having the relevant tick boxes next to the list so you can qualify the list. How many times have you contacted them? Once a month, once every 2 weeks, whatever your schedule is, how you do it. Touch base, touch base, touch base. So these are things that are going to help you going forward in building an empire. And then what do you say? So we talked about things like form, family, occupation, recreation, and money. You just learn that as a mantra in your head. That's how a basic conversation can be structured. Ask questions about their family. You're married, you're single, you've got kids, just general hello, hi, how are you questions that you would ask anybody, just naturally, keeping it natural, keeping it real. Funnily enough, people read books and try and learn skills on building rapport when it's the most natural thing we do. It's really weird, right? It is the most natural. That's how you build rapport. Be yourself, be human with others. That's it. All right. Occupation. What do you do for a living? How many times have you asked me, what do you do for a living? We do it. It's natural, normal. But guess what? You want somebody like Kalpesh to tell you on a Zoom that this is how you say hello to somebody. Form. You want an acronym to even tell you to do what you know how to do already. Recreation. Oh, what kind of stuff do you get up to on the weekends? Do you have any sports, any hobbies? What kind of things do you like to get up to when you're not working? Normal human Q&A interaction. Remember those days? We used to do that once upon a time, and we didn't need somebody teaching us how to do it either. And then, of course, money. It's an easy topic to bring up. You don't talk about it as money because money is a 4-letter word, and most people get uncomfortable when you talk about it. If you don't believe me, I dare you to go and ask some of your friends how much money they get paid at work, and they'll treat you like an alien. Well, that's a bit personal, isn't it? What do you mean, how much do I make? Why do you want to know? What business is it of yours? Like, really? What are you talking about? It's like, the only reason you should not want to talk about money is because you're too embarrassed about it. Your relationship to money is weak. Why wouldn't you? Look, if somebody knows what you do for a living, they already know ballpark what you're making. If you say that I'm a teacher, they already know you're on 30, 40, maybe 50 grand a month. A year, sorry. They already know, right? They know you're not making 50 grand a month if you're a teacher. They already know ballpark. Why are you going to get uncomfortable about answering a question that everyone knows the answer to anyway? Everybody on the planet, the average wage is $35,000 a year. That's just a number. In the West, a little bit more. In the East, a little bit less. That's all, right? What's there to be embarrassed about? It just is what it is. It's a number. It's really weird, isn't it? I often say that. Poor people get embarrassed when asked about money. Rich people, it's an open book. So-and-so is worth this much. So-and-so is worth that much. They've got this, they've got that. They drive this car. They've got that watch. They wear these clothes. It's just a matter of fact. It's just how it is. Can you see? They're not uncomfortable. How are you ever going to make money if you're uncomfortable about money? So it's amazing, right? Just understand the psychology of people. So don't get uncomfortable about talking about money. Make people comfortable about talking about it. So you might want to not ask their salary, right? Because we know that, right? So what we know is if you ask people how much they make, they get really uncomfortable and you lose rapport. But there's nothing wrong with asking simple questions like, hey, if you could make an extra 1,000 a month, would that improve the quality of your current lifestyle? Would that help? Would it make a difference? Guess what? They're going to say, don't be stupid. I make $500,000 a year. What's an extra grand a month going to do? All right, cool. Sorry. I'm glad I met you. I want to learn from you. If you're making $500,000 a year, I humble myself. How would an extra 100 grand a month make a difference to your life? Now you're talking their language. Now you got their attention. But don't talk about 100 grand a month to somebody that's making 30 grand a year. You'll blow them out. You'll lose them before you even started. So start. The masses make 35, 40 grand a year. Talk in their language. How an extra 1,000 a month make, what kind of a difference would an extra 1,000 a month make? Have you ever thought about what you'd do if you had an extra couple of grand every month coming in? What? What do you mean? I just play, I like playing that game. I often wonder, like, what would I change? What would I do differently? You play games in these conversations with people. Just have that playful, easy approach around it. Hey, let's play a game. What would you do if you suddenly won 50 grand in the lottery? What's most important right now for you? Would you go on a holiday? Would you pay off some debts? No, I haven't got any debts. I hate traveling. Might buy myself a car. Oh, cool. What kind of car would you buy? Do you see? Just doesn't matter where the conversation goes. So these are all skills. Look, here's the thing. Nobody ever talks about this stuff, ever. So this is why entrepreneurs win more than most people, because entrepreneurs learn to talk about stuff that nobody else talks about. And those conversations are way more interesting than, hi, how are you? I'm all right. Oh, yeah, it rained today. Yeah, it did. Or it was a bit cold today, wasn't it? Yeah. Big deal. Yeah. What did you have for lunch? This. Oh, okay, cool. How was that program last night? Yeah, it's good. Zero value exchanged. Zero contribution, zero progress. Numb, boring, nothing conversations. Who cares what happened on that program last night? It's fictitious. Nothing real happened on any program. It's fictitious. Why are you even discussing it? If you watched it to unwind, fine. You do not discuss it after it's been watched. You switch it off and you forget that you watched it. You don't keep it alive by talking about it, but that's the talking point for a lot of people. What happened in their serial? Oh yeah, so-and-so, that happened. No, it didn't. Nothing, none of that happened. You got entertained for half an hour on television. None of that happened. Oh, did you see what happened to so-and-so? No, that didn't happen. They read a script in front of a camera for your entertainment. Why are you talking about it? Watch it to chill the mind, fine. Nothing to discuss. You're not adding value, you're not progressing, you're not moving, you're doing nothing. So it takes something to break away from the boring conversations that are really safe, because you're never going to grow in those conversations. You see that? Entrepreneurs are on it. You got to be on it. You got to be ready to hustle. Talk success, talk progress, talk money. Anyone that knows me knows I'm always up for and up to progress. I'm always up for conversations about progress. What are you doing to win? What are you doing to grow? What are you doing to move forward? What are you doing to stack the odds of success in your favor? What other things are you up to? How are you keeping yourself busy? Have those conversations. It's really easy. Can you see? Especially now, if you're the only one having them in your friend circle, it's only a matter of time before people know that you're all about progress and success and not about what happened on a television program last night or what the weather's like today, which they can obviously observe themselves. Who cares? It's raining. Yeah, all right. Congratulations, Sherlock. Oh, is it? I didn't realize. I thought I was just getting wet I thought somebody stood up there with a hose on my head. It's like, you need to just shift the conversation, and that's a practice, so that the conversation is about empowerment and contribution. Progressive conversations. So these are things that everything I've said, none of it is rocket science. It's obvious. Everybody knows it, but nobody does it. Does it? Nobody does it. Nobody does it. Do it. Like, yeah, it's going to be weird. The only reason it's weird is because you're not used to it. What's actually weird is the stuff you're used to. That's weird. It's weird when two people who are financially struggling month to month, week to week, month to month, year to year, decade to decade, sat next to each other in an office and have never talked about financial progress. That's weird. All they had to do, one fine lunch or break, Coca-Cola break or whatever, is turn around to their friend and say, listen, there's got to be a better way, hasn't there? Have you thought of anything? There's got to be something out there, surely. This can't be it. Be that person. This can't be it, surely. I've been here 6 years. You've been here 12. I'm not looking forward to being here 12. There's got to be something else out there. Have you seen anything? Have you come across anything? Why don't we look together? Easy peasy. Now you shifted the focus. You shift the conversation, you shift the focus. Now you're both looking for something. Bang. The minute you look for something, you'll find everything. It's all there. Everything's there. There's tons of money in the world. There's tons of people that are single in the world if you're single and looking. There's tons of opportunities to try different things like intermittent fasting or fruit dieting or meat-only dieting or carb-only dieting or whatever. There's gazillions of options in everything. Go and find out what options are around. Change it up. That's how you stack the odds in your favor. Be different. Do different. Have different. That's how it works. Really simple. It's all sequences. What I love about this stuff, when you study it, it's all a science. Life is a science. Every single micro part of life is a science. And it was a science long before humans came along, and it will remain a science long after we are gone. All right? It's just a beautiful thing. I know they don't teach this. They teach us science at school, but they don't teach us the science of life at school. But once you start getting your head around this, building an empire, it's natural. Building an empire is a natural thing to do. We are creative. We're humans. We're the most, supposedly, not much evidence of it, but supposedly we're the most intelligent species on the planet, right? That's what we claim. Like I say, very little evidence in everybody's real everyday lives for the most part, but that's who we are. If we pop our head up once in a while and look around, we created all of this from nothing. Every single thing around you right now, wherever you are in the world, every single thing, look left, look right, look up, look down, every single thing, we made it up. Somebody at some point made it up. And then it turned into something. The chair you're sitting on was an idea. The table you're leaning on was an idea. The walls around you was an idea. The light bulb was an idea. The floor, whether it was a carpeted floor, a wooden floor, or a marble floor, all ideas. They're all just ideas. Somebody thought, let's try this. Somebody else thought, oh, let's try this. All ideas. Your coffee table, your television, all ideas. Imagine. So then ask yourself, if we can create all of that, what could you create for you? You don't need to create television. You don't need to create light bulb. You don't need to create electricity. You don't need to create marble floors or wooden floors or brick floors. You don't need to do all of that. Cool. Other geniuses did all of that. What are you going to create? You can create little things that make a massive difference in your life. And it is little things. What I love about this beautiful business is not about millions. It is about little things. Just little things. Maybe you want to buy yourself an extra couple of 1,000 square foot to spend the rest of your life in. Beautiful. Have that be the little thing you focus on. Upgrade from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. Or a bigger 2-bedroom. Whatever it is. It's like, just design your life. Choose. How do you want your life to be? Choose it without fear. If you've got a jalopy, change it up in your head. Okay, cool. I'm really grateful I've got this shitty old thing that's 25 years old and sometimes doesn't start when it's cold in the winter. But that's not what I'm committed to for the next 25 years. Let's make a plan and upgrade that thing on the driveway. Make a plan. It's only when you're going to think about it and then make a plan towards it, it's going to change. Otherwise, that 25-year-old jalopy is going to be a 26-year-old jalopy next year. That's all that happens. Time's going to pass anyway. Then it'll be 27 years, then it'll be 30 years. Nothing's changed. Same old same. Nothing changes. So these are the basics. You've got the vehicle. Network marketing works 100% of the time for 100% of the people that work it. Just understand that. Network marketing works 100% of the time because it's just a science. It's just another science. Just like a job works 100% of the time for the people that work their job. 100%. There's not a single job on the planet that if you did your job, wouldn't give you a paycheck. You see, 100% of the time just works. Every time, without fail. That's how life works, all of it. So network marketing works 100% of the time for people that work it. Now, that doesn't mean work it. Work it doesn't mean doing the same thing all the time and wondering why it's not working. It's like I always say in every one of my talks. It's about improving consciously. What's working, what's not working. Do more of what's working, improve what's working more, and then learn around the stuff that's not working and how you can improve that so that that starts working. In a matter of time, it's inevitable, part of the journey. Guess what? There'll be a day when you'll look back and go, it's working a lot better for me now than it was a year ago. It's working a lot better for me now than it was 2 years ago. Took me 3 years to work it out. All right. Some people take 5 years to work it out. Some people take 10 years to work it out, depending on how much time, effort, energy, and commitment you're giving it will determine how quickly you get through that journey. But it is a journey. All right. Now, there are the odd once in a blue moon freak occurrences where somebody flukes it and gets lucky once. All right. That's nothing to do with improvement and skill and everything I'm talking about. That just means they're in the right place at the right time, made the right decision, took enough action for something to happen, and they had some wins. That's not the science. That's just luck. All right. Luck does exist, right? Trust me, I know a ton of lucky people, very unskilled, uncommitted, a lot of stuff, and, you know, have landed on their feet in certain things, some ways or another. All right. That's not what I'm talking about here. We don't teach luck. All right. Luck is there for everybody. It pops its head up now and again, time to time. When it does, be really grateful that it does. And when it doesn't, that's just the nature of life. Most times, most people are not lucky. But when you are, count your blessings and give it the just credit that it deserves. Like winning the lottery is luck. Zero skill, 100% luck. Make sense? So luck does exist, contrary to a lot of these speakers and trainers that try to fancy it up and tell you there's no such thing as luck. And, you know, you create your own luck. No, I know I've been at the brunt end of bad luck, not because I'm a bad person and not because I've not done everything possible in my power to not be unlucky. But guess what? I've been unlucky in many, many moments of my life, whether it's in relationships, in health, in money, in anything and everything. All right. So there is luck and there is unlucky, and all of that exists. Cool. And then we navigate ourselves around all of that. What I'm talking about is science. Doing the things you need to do. And like I said, everyone's different. What do you need to do differently in each moment of the day to do better today than you did yesterday? And then continuing that momentum forward, micro steps at a time. Massive awareness, micro changes. Massive awareness, micro changes. And then when you have courage enough, once you see a few micro changes give you the improvements, then you can do some massive changes. Because oftentimes the massive changes freak us out. So do the micro changes. You're now building that muscle. Over time, it gets easier. Then micro changes become unconscious. You do them without thinking about them. Then you change it up a little bit. Then you change it up a little bit. Before you know it, you're doing macro changes, massive shifts. You can go from being a hoarder to being a minimalist. Bang, it can happen over time, right? In my earlier days, I wanted to collect everything. It gave me some kind of self-worth. I felt that the more I owned, the more I was worth, the more I was accepted, if you like. I needed to own stuff to prove my worth to the world. Over time, it's the complete opposite. I don't want to own anything. I just want to, you know, be, right? Like owning stuff is a headache. Owning stuff is a a waste of energy in my head, right? I'd much rather put that energy into creation and contribution and adding value and leaving the world a better place for having been in it. Example, right? Like I said, everyone's different, but just, work it out, work out your journey, make it better for you, make your life better for you a little bit more every day. And network marketing will give you everything you want. Works 100% of the time for 100% of the people that work it, and it works to the level that you're committed for it to work to. Think about that for a second. Now, where I find myself today in this beautiful industry is 100% by design, 100% by science. Because I decided in October 1995, October, November 1995, it was October, when I first walked into a room and saw a presentation. I saw circles being drawn on a board for the very first time. It looked like a triangle or a pyramid or a web or a net or whatever you want to call it. And I saw those circles and I went, wow, this is amazing. I'm in. Bang. And that was the beginning of the journey. And then it was years and years and years. Like I said, 3 years before I made any decent money. And then I made money and blew it. Made money and blew it. Made money plenty of times and blew it. Was blessed enough to be really great at playing in the field. I was the striker, if you like, right? The lead player, if you like. I decided that if I was going to do it, I'm going to do it to the best of my abilities, and I'm going to do it better than anyone else I know. That would always be my thing. How can I do better than them? I'd always look at my uplines. How can I do better than them? In the beginning, it's how can I do what they're doing? When I got to the points of where I was doing what they were doing, how can I do better? How do I take it to the next level? What else can I do to move it up a notch? And then that became the norm. Just became the norm. Some of you have heard me share this, I'll share it again, right? When I decide I'm going to do something, I already know in my head that I'm going to be the number one and the biggest and the best. And that's not from a place of arrogance. It's just a decision I make. Because for me, then how else would I enjoy playing the game? How boring would it be if I was just not going to have that in the backdrop of getting up to it? Do you know what I mean? And so for me, I always get to the top of every single decision I make. Imagine if it was as simple as that. Imagine it was just a decision, and that, see, once you make that decision to get to a place, then it changes. Your perception changes, your experiences changes, your interactions change, your conversation changes, your posture changes, your physiology changes, your language changes, all of it just shifts. A couple of millimeters there, a couple of millimeters here, and before you know it, you don't even recognize yourself because you're practicing this stuff, and a compound effect takes place. 6 months, a year passes by, and you're a different beast. You're a different animal. You're a different human being altogether. You show up different. But it doesn't happen just like that. Series of actions consistent over time. So that's it. And then once you're doing this stuff, it's inevitable. You will get people on Zooms. It's really like you're not even trying. I met 3 amazing guys today over from the US. Don't know them, from Adam. Introduced to me by a third party, a friend of mine in the US at CALPS. I've got some friends over in Dubai. They're there for a couple of days. Do you mind having a coffee with them? I said, yeah, sure, of course I'll do that. Met up with them today. End up spending, I don't know, 3-4 hours. The day just flew by. 3-4 hours together. And yeah, everyone's busy sharing, talking, building rapport, relationships, having fun, enjoying. Time flew by. Not once did I pitch anything to anyone. And right at the end of it, just as we're parting ways, one of the guys says to me, you know what? And we really built great rapport. Like, he's on the phone with his missus, introducing her to me. He's connecting his daughter to, one of our teens over here. Like, just really, like, he just gelled completely. As he was leaving, he goes, you know what? We spoke all this time and I haven't got a clue what you're doing. What are you up to? Yeah, in his relationship to me, He felt like I was a brother from another mother, a soulmate, best friends forever. I just listened. So 3-4 hours between the group. They were talking all the time. I was just listening, receiving, giving them the space to be great, to be amazing, to share their stories. You see, so well connected. Listen, whatever you're doing, I want to do it, man. I want to be around you. I want to be a part of whatever you're up to. Just tell me. I'm open. That's how we left the conversation. I was like, yeah, cool. I said, I've got some stuff we can talk about for sure. I said, enjoy your flight back tomorrow and let's connect over the weekend. Let's chat. How comes that can happen to me? Do you see? Because I'm just doing what humans do. Hey, how you doing? Tell me about you. What do you do? Tell me about your family. Tell me about your life. Tell me about your journey. How did you get here? What have you been through? Listen to people. Let them get some stuff off their chest. Let them share their story. Most people don't get a chance to share their story often. Give them the room to share their story. They'll feel like you're their best friend. And they'll ask you. You know, it's inevitable, isn't it? If you give somebody that much awareness and space, how can they not be attracted to knowing more about you? It's impossible. It's just how the universe works. The law of reciprocation. It's inevitable. This didn't come overnight. Years and years and years and years and decades and decades. And I'll be able to say that 3 times in a couple of years. Decades, decades, and decades. I'm in. Looking forward to that. But yeah, 28 years of making a difference in people's lives, of speaking them up, giving them space, listening to their stories and their journeys, getting connected. Simple, mess. Easiest thing you'll ever do. You want to make a difference to somebody? Give them the room to open up to you. Bang, job done. It's not about you, it's about them. The number of people that are self-proclaimed professional coaches and they meet somebody and they just talk and they talk and they talk about what they know and how much they know and how much they can help and how much they can make a difference and how much they can contribute and how much, and the other person just left with their head in a spin and didn't get a word in edgeways. Hello. So yeah, just flip that. Let people have the room to talk and do their thing. All right. So anyway, I have, gosh, I have gone over jeepers massively. Sorry about that. I am going to be super, super quick now. If anyone wants to share, you've got literally a few minutes, and I'll be more than happy to hear your feedback and just contribute to the community here. And remember, you are live streaming on YouTube, permanently embedded in history forever. JB, how are we doing, buddy?
Fantastic. Can you hear me okay?
We can, loud and clear, my friend.
Can you hear me okay with my camera on?
At the moment. Oh, not as good. You're frozen.
Right. Well, I'm going to stand still because I've had...
No, it's a bit choppy, JB. Yeah, do it without the video.
Is that probably better then?
Yeah, go on.
Right, yeah. If me pro... Eric the
JB,
guy,
I'm going to come back to you, JB.
YouTube now.
If you can just, JB, I'm going to come back to you. Just see if you can find a spot that gives you an extra little bar or layer somewhere on your phone, and I'll just give me a couple of minutes and I'll come back. If there's anyone else you want to, come and share, feel free to do that while JB strengthens the connection. Anyone else? No, JB, let's have another go.
How's that?
Go on, let's do it.
Any good?
Yeah. We'll make it work somehow.
Right. Cool. So I jumped onto so I jumped on and went straight to Eric, GoPro guy that you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to study him. I've decided that I need to do
Unfortunately, JB, your connection's not doing you any favors. I know you've got
Start
loads to
going
share.
with
Oh, bless. Sorry, JB, your line's giving you a tough old time today, and I know you're always going to add loads of value. Just give me a couple of minutes. Let me listen to Ock Woodley, and then I'll come back to you in a sec. Ock Woodley, how we doing, buddy? Go ahead and unmute.
Yes, I'm doing cool.
Wonderful, wonderful. Go ahead.
Yes, an amazing presentation, Kelbash. This one is hot.
Yes, I know, right?
Yes, it's very, very hot, and we are learning, you know, in the last part of it, in terms of your conversation, you know, allowing your, is it prospect or even friends to do the talking? Yes, giving them all the time to do the talking, and eventually they will always like to know more about you eventually. Yes, which is
Brilliant.
a practical one. This we have been guessing it. You know, some of this is where we where we try to listen to people like you, is that we're people that maybe are working without guys. Sample this, whether they work, sample this one, whether they work. Someone say, oh, you know, when you see them, don't miss, you know, drop your what you have, make a sale. You know, I saw two of my friends, I was able to sign all this one prime, this one silver. You know, say, whether this one is the best of it, you know. But most times you try to do it, you never get it right. You never sign it up. It's only, you know, some that happens like lottery. Yes, but I know that when you have now a guide from professionals telling you that this is it, this is that, it makes us to be at home, because we now know that this is the steps, you know, that will get, you know, the results as many times as possible. So I caught that one too. And the second one too is that network marketing business we do, you know, pays 100% of the people that are working it. So I have to underline it, and it's a very wonderful one. So I thank you for your time, and may God bless you.
Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. I'm glad you picked up some good nuggets there. Absolutely awesome. JB, let's have you back, buddy. We'll give one more go. No, unfortunately not yet. Hassan, how you doing, bud?
Hey, buddy. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, it's good to be on the call. It's been a little while, and yeah, some flashbacks are coming. You know, early days of being in your inbox in WhatsApp most days. Cal, can we do a three-way? Cal, can we do this? Cal, can we do it more? And you know, I literally just learned from you. Just I kind of watched what you did, and I was hungry. I was really hungry because I had enough of my day job, as you know, and wow, it was blew my mind. I've never experienced nothing like it, you know, and doing something every day, and for the business, you know, making a freeway or prospecting or getting, you know, I used to do a lot of one-to-ones, and I learned the art of it. So, you know, through talking to you and picking up, and yeah, it's a beautiful industry. When it's going well, it goes really well, you know. And,
amazing. Yeah, when it goes bad, it goes really bad, right? Like the rest of life.
And we carry on, right? We carry on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll touch base, bro. Thank you, brother.
You bet, buddy. Thank you. So good to hear from you as well. And thanks for adding that. And I'm sure making a difference to people on the Zoom as well. JB, I saw your video for a sec. Where are we doing? Where are we at?
How's it going now?
Very good. We got you back, man. Go for it.
Right, got to keep the camera off. Right, so I jumped straight on the GoPro guy, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric, yeah. So I'm going to learn that because I know where I need to go right, but I keep doing what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
So I've got that habit in myself. Because I have done keep going back to my old things that I know. So to break myself out of this comfort zone that I've got in the same stuff. I'm doing well with getting the numbers up. I've got probably £100 for it's like, well, no, you're just not amazing. But I'm going to get myself out there personally and speak to people because I know I can build better rapport. So that's my people and get
Yeah.
what's
We're losing most of you, JB, but I get the gist of some of what you said around listening to the new content of Eric Worre and getting yourself in front of more people, more contacts, more conversations, and improving your game. So thanks for that. And being aware of your, if you like, tripwires is also a massive part of the journey. Just that alone is worth gold. So well done for being aware of where you catch yourself just kind of slipping back into the old ways. And then, that's how you improve yourself, is when you're aware. Now you can impact. So thank you for that. Sorry, JB, that your connection was not so great today, but always thank you for contributing and adding value. And we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much to everyone. I hope you've enjoyed another round of Entrepreneurs in Action with nuts and bolts of leadership in sales and marketing and everything life. We've got another one of these next Wednesday. In fact, they're on every Wednesday, and your only requirement is to show up, and ideally show up with a couple of people that you'd like to add value to and contribute to and get speaking the same language as you. That's all we do. So keep looking for those people that are on that vibe, in that frequency, and bring them along. Think of it as a nice weekly personal development club. All right, we'll just get together, talk great things, and empower each other. Thank you so much. See you next week. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.